Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Robert from El Magnifico Games, and thank you for coming to the stream. Tonight we are going to continue our RimWorld playthrough. Now, from what I recall, the last two sessions have been fairly easy. We've had people trying to attack us, but no one's actually made a sufficiently concerted effort that has actually threatened anybody. I think we had one serious injury in the last session. No, I think it was two. Yes, I think we had two serious injuries in the last session. Both individuals fully recovered. We also had an outbreak of malaria in the previous session, though I think that was unrelated. But essentially, our immediate goals are to continue teching up, do what we can to increase our rate of research, and to improve our defences even further. Because although we have so far been seeing off all attacks quite easily, the game is obviously going to continue to ramp up the difficulty as we do better and better. So that's not something that we can ignore for a long period, neglect. So with that, let's get loading. Hello Mojo Pecan, how are you? Excellent. Have you been to... I was just about to ask if you'd seen any of the RimWorld streams before or not. Mojo Pecan's asking what the game's about. It's a management game in which you are trying to survive. It's a sci-fi game, so we have technology which isn't available in the real world yet. Essentially, you begin the game with 3 survivors who crash land onto an alien world in shuttles. Over time, you can recruit new people through various means. As you can see, we have a number more people now. Alan, Az, and Bill were our first 3 people, and they've all survived so far. And the game is about acquiring resources, building a base, and teching up to the point where you can, first of all survive and ultimately win the game. There's several win conditions. I believe the original win condition in the game, and the one we're most likely to go for, is to get to the stage where you're technologically advanced enough to build a spacecraft that can then take you off-world. I believe the expansions have added additional ways to win. I'm not particularly familiar with the expansions because they weren't out when I used to play this game a long time ago. But I have noticed that there is another win condition that I hadn't heard about before. If you manage to ingratiate yourself enough to certain factions in the area, then apparently you can become of a sufficiently high status that you win the game. Yes, that's right, This quest that has turned up essentially says that the monarch of this faction will join you for several days and you need to protect them. During that period you can expect attacks, and if you successfully do so, then they will, I believe, help you get off-world as well. So that's another way to do it. Ooh. I'm trying to remember the film The Martian. That really rings a bell, but I can't place it. I'm not sure if I've seen it or not. During their stay, your colonists will form relationships. As you can see, they all seem to have an opinion of each other, whether positive or negative. So I suppose I should give you a quick tour of the base as we've built it so far. This area is the refrigerated area where we are keeping all our food, because refrigerated, or rather this is the freezer. Yes, it's below freezing, because frozen food won't spoil. You can see that some of this is in better or worse quality. We've also stuck some insect bodies in here because they can be broken. They were enemies, which we have since killed, but they can also be potentially broken down into food. That's also where we put animal bodies. We tried to save that Lynx, but unfortunately failed. So he's gone in here as well. Now he's resources. And the thing that ultimately keeps it frozen is just this cooler, which, whilst consuming electricity, which comes in along our grid, tends to move heat from this side to this side, and you can see we've got some other coolers in the base to regulate heat. So heat management is a thing. If it gets too hot, people will suffer from heat stroke. If it gets too cold, they'll freeze. So, and this is all dynamically modelled by the game. So this whole area here, I've literally had someone dig out with a pickaxe and put them, hand place the coolers to try and maintain the heat sensibly. Obviously we've got a variety of bedrooms that I've built. This is a general storage area. One thing I've discovered whilst playing is that items that are left outside without a roof over them will also tend to spoil. Now there are some items like I was trying to find, there's some items like these chunks of rock that don't seem to spoil when they're outside, which makes sense. But previously I was keeping things like wood outside, and so some of our wood had started to spoil. I think we've used up all the spoiled wood, and this is all new wood, so I can't show you that, but that's the thing. So yeah, this is the base we've built. This is a turret. This is a bit of a pessimistic turret. I'm concerned about whether enemies were finally to get through all our defences. What would happen if they got into here? We have a turret there. This is the area I've built to hopefully defend our base. My big concern is if a particularly clever enemy realised that there was almost nothing on this side between the outside and the base, because in theory an enemy coming in could try and go up this way, take out this cooler, and then just get into the base with little to no resistance. This is a geothermal generator that's producing some of our electricity. This is a wind turbine that was producing that was the first energy generator we built, and that's producing some of our electricity. That's a wood-fired generator. That's a battery. If you don't have even one battery, then you only have power for as long as power is actually being generated, which, as you can imagine, when we had the wind turbine up to begin with no other generators, that could be a problem. You don't want to only have power when there's wind. These are all our crops. This is all rice. This is corn. This is more rice. This is heel root, which, as you can probably guess, is used to make various medicines. This is potatoes. So that's the majority of the base. There's some bug infestations down here that at some point I'm going to have to take care of. I really shouldn't be leaving them unmolested, but I have been so far. What else? There's more bug infestations up here. Believe it or not, I haven't attacked them. What's happened is various groups of pirates and bandits have come in to attack me, but for some reason, when they come in along the top side, instead of taking a sensible route into my base, like around there, they get drawn this way and drawn into a fight with the bugs. So quite a lot of the bugs have been killed for free, or injured for free, whilst also the attackers have died. So I haven't had to defend from the top very much yet, which is peculiar. What else do we have? There's some wild animals. There was also an insect infestation, yes, down here, which I have cleared out. So, that's more or less it. Mojo Pecan says, are you playing against AI? Well, not so much playing against. The maker of the game describes RimWorld as a story generator, because the way the computer, when you start the game, you can choose various different storytellers, or they have a term like that, which essentially determines the algorithm the computer will use for deciding what happens to you. But using the default storyteller, the game will tend to... Oh, just a second. Sorry about that, just had to adjust my mic stand. Yes, using the default storyteller, the game will tend to cause bad things to happen when you're doing well, and good things to happen when things are going badly. And so it's not so much that you're playing against the computer in the sense that the computer or you and you have the same, are playing the same game and you have to best the computer like you would expect in, say, a 4X game. What it is that the computer's going to throw things at you over and over again, and it's up to you to make the best of it. So ultimately, if I did badly, everyone could die and this game would be over. Or I could survive and win the game through various win conditions. There's no... Mojo Pecan says, okay, so there's no opponent. It generates a quest view of enemies and stuff. Well, enemies will come to me. There are quests. There's an entire quest system, but enemies will just come to me spontaneously, and other terrible things will happen just spontaneously. There is no single opponent that must be defeated in that sense, but if we go to the... Sorry, where is it? The factions screen, you can see that there's various groups which I have either good relationships with, hostile relationships with, or a neutral relationship with. And if we go to the map, if I can find it, world. These factions actually exist in real places on the world map. So this, as you can see, the world itself is hex-based. I can actually zoom all the way out and, you know, look about the whole planet. Oh, but I never actually bothered to go all the way around. I didn't realise how much of this planet is actually just one huge ocean. But anyway, this little hex here, it says Bilston because that's what I called my town after one of our colonists, Bill. That represents this square. Yes, I am conscious of the fact that in the world map it's a hex and in the local map it's a square. But that's hex here. That represents where we are right now. These are all places we could go to. These are all places where factions exist. For example, this spot here in red, it says faction, Dawn Pact. And if I go to the faction screen again, you'll see Dawn Pact hostile. And every now and again, they've sent people down to attack me. They've sent people around here to attack me. And in theory, if I wanted to, I'm not really equipped to do so, but I could do the reverse. I could send people up and attack them. So even though there is no single opponent who you defeat them, you win the game, I'm still in conflict with local groups. I'm not forced to go out and defeat them if I don't want to. But if I don't do something, they will just continue to attack me. I hope that explains it and I've not been rambling too much. Cowrie was our newest addition, if I recall correctly, and I believe she was suffering from some sort of disease, which means that she can't walk for the next 21 days. She actually came to us like that and we rescued her, so she hasn't been doing much yet. Who else have we got? But are the factions human controlled? Is this some sort of MMORPG or is it a completely local game? It's a completely local game. Yeah, so I suppose the point I'm making is that while it is a completely local game and there are computer controlled factions and those factions are essentially trying to do the same thing I am, it's not really cooperative and it's not really and it's not really competitive, it's sort of co-agnostic. We all exist in the same space with the same resources, and it's up to me and the various computer-controlled factions to work it out amongst ourselves. I better check actually, have they been feeding her? One of the things that I have to do... Yes, they have been. One of the things I have to do is tell everyone what their priorities should be. So every individual in the game, if we go to bio, has certain skills they're better at and certain skills they're worse at. This person, for example, is absolutely abysmal at melee, so attacking things through melee. They're really quite good at shooting. So, as you can see there, it describes level 9 as solid professional. Oh, and social they're 10, so skilled professional. That gives you an idea of the sort of scale of skills. I think it goes up to 20, I could be wrong. But 20 would be just amazingly good, like... it would be the equivalent of being like a world expert at a skill. 6 is, they call it capable amateur, and yeah, I'd say that's pretty average. This here indicates how much, this little fire thing here, it can either be a small fire like this, which, I'm trying to look for the actual term they use, can't see it, but it means that they enjoy this activity a little bit. And if I can find someone, yeah, with 2 big fires, this means that they have a burning passion, yes. Passion interested. Okay, so 1 fire is interested, 2 like that is burning. And that means that they all just enjoy doing that activity. I'm not sure if it affects how quickly they learn the skill or not, because they will level up as they do the same activities over and over. Anyway, the point I'm making is based on how good they are and based on how much they enjoy it, I need to give each individual person a list of priorities, and that will essentially decide what they do during the day. They will try to do the highest priority thing that is available to be done. You'll notice that I've set everyone's firefight to top priority. That's because if I didn't do that, then if someone, say, had their cookery set to 1 because they were a really good cook, and of course we need someone to cook our food, and a fire started, they would literally continue to try and cook even if the whole room and themselves were on fire. I have to tell them firefighting is max priority. Anyway, that's one of the things I have to do. I have to manage... excellent. Some of the research has been completed. I have to manage what they're going to do, and of course whether they're doing things that they like or not will tend to affect their mood, and there is a problem that if people get too upset they can have a breakdown, and that can cause problems. This seems one of those games you can spend thousands of hours without noticing. I should think so. Sorry, where was I? Microelectronics. That's the most recent thing we've researched. Unlocks high-tech research bench. I wanted that to improve our rate of research. And it unlocks some additional technology. And I think in particular I was picking that so that we could start researching autocannons, which is an upgrade. Because although I've got these auto turrets around here, they help a lot, but they're not perfect. They're not the perfect defense, as it were. Why is that locked, though? Again, I'm still a relatively new player. I'm not... Or rather, I played it a long time ago. I'm not familiar with a lot of this. I'm not quite sure why it's locked, though. Perhaps I need to have a high-tech research bench before I'm allowed to start researching it. That would make sense. In which case I should probably pick something else to research just to hold us over. Let's go for an auto door. If we change all the doors to auto doors, then moving around will be a bit quicker because people won't have to open the doors for themselves. Believe it or not, it adds up. Now, if I uninstall that workbench, has that done it? I don't understand that. I could have sworn that's still installed. Well, anyway, I'll find where the high-tech workbench is. High-tech research bench. We don't have enough components. I think he is uninstalling it. He's just doing so very slowly. Is that because he's got a very low construction? It is. Okay, I should probably take him off of those tasks then. If people have a very low construction, not only... Oh, he's not on that task. Maybe it's just a basic task? I've forgotten why that one is. That there is a category for just normal everyday tasks which don't correspond to skills. Perhaps that's hauling I'm thinking of. Okay, I don't fully understand that, but never mind. Anyway, we'll need more components, so I'll need to find where we can mine some. Compacted machinery, we can get some from there. How many components do we have at present? If I want 2 high-tech research benches, then I'm going to need 20 components. We have 1, okay. Oh yes, what I was saying before is one of the things I have to do is I have to assign their work priorities to determine what they're going to do. But one of the things is I do actually have to assign people to do doctoring, or else they won't bother to come in and feed our patient here. And I have had a problem before where I've accidentally put someone's priority, another work activity's priority too high, and then they've just not bothered to go in and feed someone, and we had one event where someone was starving to death simply because no one was going in to feed them. Yes, they certainly don't appear to have uninstalled it yet. I'll just cancel that anyway because we're not ready to build the high-tech one. Here we go, here's Bill. He's mining out the compacted machinery, which is going to give us components. And I should probably have a quick look around the map for where else we might be able to find some compacted components, because I wouldn't be surprised if there won't be enough. I don't want to go up here whilst we've still got the hive. That's compacted steel, which is good stuff, but not what we're looking for right now. What else do we have? Is that more? That's more compacted steel, more compacted steel, more compacted steel. Silver ore, that's nice to know. If I need any more money, that's where I shall go. Okay, there's compacted machinery down here. That's quite a walk, but perfectly doable. I should probably speed this up a bit. I had it on slow as we loaded in, so I could talk and think about what needed to be done, but there's no reason to have the game going so slowly now. Oh yeah, because we completed a quest earlier, one of our colonists can become a yeoman in one of the local factions. But when I accepted that quest before, it seemed to bug out, and for some reason the ceremony in which he was supposed to be bestowed the title yeoman never actually went ahead, even though everybody was there. Which was odd. So I need to do that again at some point. I assume this is all dirt on the ground, but I don't understand why they're not cleaning it up. Strange. This was a structure we built for a quest. Essentially, I need to make sure it doesn't get destroyed over a certain period of time, and... well, they actually gave us the reward ahead of time, and they'll just get angry with us if it gets damaged before then. But I put it inside the base instead of outside the base, like you're probably supposed to, just because I figured it would be safer there. Thanks to High Mood, Alan has experienced an inspiration. The next time he performs surgery, his chance of success will be doubled. A small minimum chance of failure still applies. The inspiration will end after 8 days or when the surgery is performed. Okay, is he actually any good at medicine, though? That's my only concern. Medicine. Not really. Basic familiarity. But I shall bear that in mind. Goodness, he's happy. Actually, that would be a good thing to explain. All these modifiers are determining how happy or sad they are. Currently, this individual, the only reason they're feeling upset at all is due to minor pain, which is due to scars. This must be as... yeah, it is. Which is unfortunately nothing I can do about at this stage. It's possible that later in the game we'll get better medicine and we'll be able to do something about it, but right now I can't. But anyway, if their mood drops below this point, then there'll be a minor chance of them breaking. There'll be a minor break risk, then a major break risk, and then I'm not sure what happens when you get down there. But if they break, you lose... well, you don't have perfect control over them anyway, but you lose all control over them and they'll tend to go around destroying things and doing other things you wouldn't want. Okay, we can build auto doors now. That's fantastic. Is there anything else that's worth me grabbing? Interesting. That may be useful if we start heading into going down the faction line and trying to level up. Level up to increase the status of our colonists. That's worth researching. Oh, better pause it here. Disease flu. Cowrie Hunter has gotten sick from flu. Ensure you have medical bed and a doctor. Make sure that she gets proper treatment and spends as much time in bed as possible. Well, she can't walk yet, because she's still got that disease that prevents her from doing so. So that probably hasn't changed her life very much. She can't walk for another 19 days. I can change this to a medical bed. That's probably gonna... nope, that's okay. I was worried it was gonna kick her out of bed. Cargo pods. You have detected a cluster of cargo pods crashing nearby. Perhaps you'll find something useful in the wreckage. That is a lot of camels. Oh, alpacas even. There's a lot of alpacas. I mean, 3 money. I'll take that. I may as well take the steel as well. So by clicking allow, I'm just telling my colonists that yes, you can come over here and take these things if you want. I think that's more or less it. Yep, so they should go over there and pick up the wreckage. Free stuff. As you can see, we've got 2 people on the research. How are we doing for components? That's what I was originally doing, wasn't it? We still don't even have enough components for 1 high-tech research bench, so that's not good. Goodness knows what I'm going to do about components once we have mined out all the local compacted machinery. Now I remember I found some compacted machinery over here a while ago. I've just forgotten where it was. That's where it was. So mine that out. Oop. I didn't mean that piece. Mine that out, please. I guess I'll have to get looking for more. There may be some more compacted machinery behind there, because I won't be able to see yet until that's mined out, but... Compacted machinery. Ah, that's even closer, although... That is in water. I don't know if they can walk there or not. I genuinely don't know. And there's the insects over here, so I'll need to be careful about that. Ah, more compacted machinery. Fantastic. Eclipse. One of the moons of this planet has orbited in front of the sun and an eclipse has begun. Now that would be a problem if we had solar power. As it is, it's only going to slow down the growth of our plants a little bit. Oh, and I think it will make people a little unhappy. Oh, it's 9 o'clock at night anyway, so honestly that eclipse probably isn't very relevant. Ah, so I'm guessing they can walk through the lighter stuff, which is probably shallow, but not the darker stuff. Which would suggest they can get out here. There we go, we've got more components. Wang, I believe, is a night owl. Yes, night owl. So, in other words, I have to set up their schedule so that they get up during the night and sleep during the day. So that's why they're running about when everyone else is supposed to be asleep. Yes, it looks like I'm right. They can walk on the lighter stuff, but presumably not the darker stuff. Or rebuffed by Slick. So there's also a social element to this. He's feeling down because I attempted to create a romance but got the cold shoulder. Feels bad, man. And insulted. I've been directly insulted. What an awful person. If I looked up the social tab, I could probably find out, or the log, I could probably find out who did that. Darkness, soaking wet, that will be because they're standing in water, and the darkness because the eclipse, presumably. Yeah, it's during the day. Raid, Dorna Pact. So this was the group I was talking about before. They've sent in a raid. A group of tribesmen from Dorna Pact have arrived nearby. They will prepare for a while, then attack. Prepare a defense or attack them preemptively. So what are we dealing with? Okay, this is 3 people, which is more than I've seen. I think this is more than we've seen before. No, I think we may have had one other attack with 3 people. They've all got bows, it looks like. Honestly, given that we have firearms, I'm not too worried. Of course, it doesn't guarantee that nobody will be hurt. But, because, you know, an arrow through the chest is still an arrow through the chest, but we'll probably be alright. See, if some of these people were to survive, we could imprison them and then we would have a few options. We could potentially sell them off into slavery, the game supports that. Or we could try and convince them that they'd rather be a member of our group and eventually convince them to join us, which is how we got a couple of our colonists So if there was someone here that had some stat that we really, really wanted, then potentially we could try to make sure that they survive and we try and recruit them. I think it was Donna and Wang who both used to be pirates but are now... Yeah, he definitely used to be a pirate because he's got the pirate background. I think Donna as well was one of the... I think they may have both been members of the Dorna Pact who ultimately ended up joining us after we nursed them back to health. So I'm just waiting now to see how long it is before they actually choose to attack me. Because what I can do is I can draft my people and tell them to... tries people from Dorna Pact are beginning their assault. What I can do is I can draft my people and set them up for combat, but they will literally just stand there all day to the detriment of their own health if I do so. So it's worth not grabbing everybody until it's close to the time. Draft. Right, I want everybody to line up here. And now we wait. Fire? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I'm gonna have to send someone up to deal with that. I'm not sure how that happened. Okay, who here doesn't have a weapon? You have a revolver. You have a steel knife. You have a bolt action rifle. You appear not to have a weapon. I'm fairly certain you should have a weapon though. Maybe you dropped it when you were last injured? Actually, you're not very good at shooting or melee, so maybe not. If she had dropped a weapon, it would be up here, I think. And I can only see melee weapons, so maybe she never did have a weapon. Well, anyway, I need her to prioritise extinguishing the fire. Because they're currently all drafted, they're not going to follow their normal priorities. They're just going to do exactly what I tell them, but the things I can tell them to do is much more restricted. Okay. So you can see the problem is these mini turrets attack, but they attack very infrequently and aren't very accurate. So even though I've got two of them on either side of this corridor that I'm forcing people through, they still haven't successfully hit him. They hit him once. Tries people from Dorna Pact are fleeing. Well, I have no reason to go after him. I could if I wanted to, but I don't see why I would. These two are both dead. We should have enough graves. Yeah, I've made enough graves in preparation. So I'll allow them to pick up the weapons they've dropped, and that's that. Oh, better undraft. Right, and that's the end of the raid. This is what I mean by we've been attacked a few times, but we've never had anything that's really given us trouble. So people will now continue going about their normal daily activities, but one thing they'll do is they'll take some of the bodies up to the graves I've dug and bury them. Although one thing I am conscious of is, of course, they will bury them with whatever they have on them. So, I'm not even sure how I can examine the body. So if they had had something on them, then I'd probably want to take that off of them before I... Oh, for goodness sake. Apparently he took his dinner up there along with the dead body and is now deciding to have his dinner next to the grave he's just filled in. And now he's complaining that he ate without a table, as if this was of my doing. why did it suddenly go dark? Is that just the time of day? The weather? Strange. Well, how are we doing on components? Yes, we have enough components now. Just want to check, is there any more? No, that vein seems to have been dug out. And there's a little more down there, but not much. Still, we have enough components for the high-tech research benches. So let's have those uninstalled when people are no longer researching. One colonist idle? Who's idle? Well, I won't call him idle, he seems to be playing chess, which is recreation. What would he normally be doing? Donna... basic activities. Rowing. Cleaning. I mean, if the props are doing alright. Yes, I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. Quest expired, Toad's Goodwill. Oh, Toad's collection of goodies, I should say. I don't know how I misread that. Never mind. Ah, there we go. And now those workbenches are being packed away. So, high-tech workbench. Oh, it's larger. That may be a problem. That's probably going to have to be moved as well. Ooh, how do I want to arrange this? Perhaps move the dining table to a more central location. Free up room for the butchering table to go up there? That would make some sense. Right, now do I have enough room to put these high-tech research benches in? Oh, and they need power. We'll reinstall this one further over. Why isn't that been put away? Strange. Ah, I was going to move that, wasn't I? Move that over here. There we go. I'm probably going to have to move that light, aren't I? That lamp. Yes, I definitely will. So we'll... Where do I want it actually? Perhaps just reinstall it a couple further down. So it's still covering a large area. Great Do One has started to roam away. She will leave the map unless an animal handler ropes her back to her pen. We ended up getting... Oh, Goat Doe. We ended up getting these animals who just spontaneously try to join our colony. I know it sounds strange, but they just wandered into the map and then decided they were domesticated. Quite literally, that's what happened. So I'm not really that concerned if they get away. I'm not really doing much to look after them as it is. I've not really got into the animal rearing side of things. And we'll have a second high-tech research bench. Ooh! Does that say I could have built them out of other materials? Well, steel or silver. I think I'll stick with steel of the two. Yeah, we have enough. That'll work. And I could build a couple more chairs to go by the dining table. Actually, I could build more than that. There we go. Visitors. A group from Farusha are visiting the colony. Wow. Good for them. A new quest has become available. Whitney Benson, Prime Council of Farusha, is requesting a favour. Her friend Violet Ballard is interested in learning about other cultures and she wants you to host her at Bilston for 6 days. Ballard is suffering from paralectobasia and must be kept in bed. Another person that can't walk. And the possible rewards are... Psi Trainer Solar Pinhole, a 1U superdose of mechanites, which trains a specific psychic power. This dose is administered through the orbit of the eye. Once released into the brain, the mechanites form knowledge of a specific ability, transmuting themselves into neural tissue as needed. Solar Pinhole, generate a microscopic skip gate linked to the core of a nearby star. Solar material leaks through the pinhole in space-time, illuminating and warming the surrounding area until it closes. The light is low enough to work by, but not enough to grow plants. Interesting. Add a hand talon. A razor-sharp talon which extends from a hidden opening between the middle and ring fingers. The talon is longer than the palm, but it becomes flexible upon retracting, allowing the user to curl it up and conceal it inside the hand. It can perform rapid slashing attacks, but is poor at penetrating armor. Skill trainer animals. That will just make them better at dealing with animals, or we could just go for goodwill. Do it for goodwill, rather. What's our relationship with Farusha? Neutral. I don't mind supporting one more person for 6 days. We've got the supplies, thankfully. That hasn't always been the case. So I might just do it for goodwill. And they need rescuing. I'm sorry, I'll have to... If you wake them in the middle of the night, they tend not to like it, but this person clearly needs rescuing. Seems like an odd request to me to go on a sabbatical somewhere while you're completely paralysed, but who am I to complain? Yep, they've arrived, and so essentially we'll just be feeding them in bed for the next 6 days, and when they leave, the faction they represent will like us more. Royal tribute collected from the Exodus Empire is approaching. They will accept any prisoners and gold you offer as tribute. The one who gives over the tribute will receive honour for fulfilling the tradition and supporting the upper houses. You can expect a tribute collector to arrive roughly twice per year as long as you are not enemies with the Exodus Empire. They will hang around the colony for some time before leaving. You can attack them, but this will anger their faction. Well, I don't think I'll be giving them anything for free at the moment. I didn't notice what that beeping was about. Never mind. Oh, visitors from Farusha are leaving. But those visitors weren't the character Ballard who is related to a quest. Those were just other visitors that happened to be from the same faction. Now, hopefully, now we have the high-tech workbench. Once this research is complete, I'll be able to select the autocannons like I originally wanted. Wonderful. Mad alpaca. A local alpaca has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. To be honest, I'm probably not even going to bother to line my people up. I feel like... Okay, I probably don't want them running out, though. Okay, maybe I will draft a couple of them and put them in position. But I feel like the turrets are going to take care of this alpaca long before I have to. Okay. The guards for the royal tax collector took care of the situation instead. Oh, and it's still alive. So head, gunshot wound. Left ear, gunshot wound. Body, gunshot wound. And a bruise from a warhammer. Front leg, bruise, human fist. Rear left hoof, shot off. Pain extreme. I think we should probably put it out of its misery. You have a steel knife, so you should be able to coup de grace. There we go. Brutal. Don't mess with the royal tax collector, I guess. How have you been finding the stream so far, Mojo? I realise not a lot has happened. Trade caravan from Exodus Empire is leaving. I thought that was a royal tax collector, not a trade caravan. Maybe that's just a bug with the dialogue. Ooh, we don't seem to have enough cooked meals. Who does the cooking? Cook as... Let's make that a higher... Oh, she's also warden. Okay, as can have cleaning disabled then. As is exempt from cleaning to make sure that she does cooking. Can anyone else cook? Right, 4's too low. I don't want someone with 4 cooking, so I'll give everyone food poisoning, which is a thing. And Ballard. Well, there's no point telling Ballard that they can cook, because they're going to be leaving. Have they been remembering to feed them? Oh. Is that them feeding them now? I hope it is. Yeah, you've been fed. Yes. Okay, that's alright. Devil Strand research. Wonderful. Now, am I allowed to research autocannons? I am! Required research bench, high-tech research bench. So that was the problem. I wonder if there's an even higher tech research bench. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Multi-analyzer, which increases research speed and allows higher level research projects. That may be worth doing at some point. Select, yeah. So we should have autocannons in the foreseeable future. How did a marble chunk get there? Why has no one moved it? Now, what does it cost to build an auto door? 2 components per auto door. Okay, even though they're nice, I'm probably not going to build any right now. That's a bit dear. Unless I can find a way to acquire more components easily. Milk? Where did we get milk? Have we been milking the goats? I'm not complaining, but I didn't realise that was a thing. Probably a good thing if we have. Frozen milk. Oh, since we have Devil Strand researched, we should probably grow some. growing zone. Where do I turn on the fertility overlay? Somewhere around here. Okay, most of this is relatively fertile. Yep, and we'll select Devil Strand. Min skill 10, blimey. What conditions does it like? This fragile mushroom was genetically engineered to produce a silk net that is both difficult to tear and soft to the touch. While the mushroom takes a very long time to grow, only exotic Ultratech fabrics outperform its Devil Strand fibers. Some say it's called Devil Strand because of its red colour, others think it owes its name to the greed it inspires in people. If it's slow to grow, maybe I want to have some more in a larger area so that when I do finally get some, I have plenty. Disable that overlay now. Oh wait, we've got our recreational thing there, so we won't want to. We've got the horseshoe peg here, so we won't want to grow the Devil Strand there. Okay, so we'll want to be over there. That's more like it. Sorted. So of course I'm growing the Devil Strand so that we have access to more fabrics, because we have to build our own clothes. We can buy them if a trader comes by, but generally we're tailoring our own clothes, and we do have a problem that some people need new clothes and we don't have the fabric to tailor them. Have they been feeding you? Yep. And you? Yep. That's alright. Goat Doe 4 has started to roam away. She'll need to be roped. Again, I'm not too bothered if we lose some of the goats. Although chances are one of the colonists will probably come along and rope her in. Quest available on Mammoth Monument. Yeoman Diana Bright of the Exodus Empire is requesting that you build a monument to Consult the weight of arrival. The monument is 4x4 in size and will require these resources. Any metallic, woody, stony times 116, sandstone block, any of sandstone block, granite blocks, limestone, slate, marble. Well, we should have all that. Construction is completed within 11 days of accepting the task. After completion, you have to protect the monument for 33 days. This is the exact same type of quest which led to us building that monument there. You'll receive the following rewards when you finish construction. Honestly, these don't sound all that brilliant. I suppose goodwill might be worth it. Well, it expires in 2 days? The dangerous monument. That's what led to that. The dangerous monument is a quest which led to us building that. Finished 13 days ago. Cannot be destroyed within 15 days. That's annoying. I was wondering if I could just tear this down and build the new monument in the same place, but it looks like the timing's off. Oh no, wait. It did say that I have, 11 days from accepting the quest? So what I should probably do is just wait another day or so, then accept this one. And then once we've safely reached the 15 days, tear that down and put the new monument up. That would make sense. I mean, we've almost got autocannons researched already. Interesting tech. Unlocks the Biosculptor's pod's bioregeneration cycle. The cycle heals old scars, regenerates small lost body parts like fingers and toes, and cures many of the physical maladies that come with old age. That does sound amazing. Perhaps that's something we should work towards. Heal as is old scars. I guess I should probably start having some new rooms constructed. That's not quite where I want it to be, is it? There we go, that should do us well. Let's just hope that attackers don't figure they can go in that way. I'm thinking this will become a general purpose utility room, because we're running out of space up here. And this may become a throne room. Probably gonna need to increase the size of this dumping zone though. That's where all the lightning has struck. Let's hope it doesn't strike the base. That would be annoying. Quest expires in 24 hours. That must be the monument quest. Right, so that contains the schematic for the monument they want built. But I've got 11 days to build it, and I'm going to wait till the quest for this monument runs out so I can tear this down and build the new monument in the same place. Because it seems much, much safer if it's in our base than if it's anywhere else. Normally you're supposed to build these monuments outside and actively defend them, but since these are only small monuments we've been asked to build so far, it makes more sense to me to keep them inside. Oh, that sounds like... Yeah, I should be... If the monument is destroyed within 15 days of construction, relations with the Exodus Empire will fall by minus 10. I assume they mean it will fall by 10. So I'll probably save and then start tearing down that monument and hope that the game doesn't mind. That was fast. Right, now I want to install this blueprint over here, I suppose. Ah, this isn't gonna... Okay. So, as I seem to remember from last time, it can't have anything next to it. Monuments want to be built with nothing adjacent to them. So I guess I'll have to move these up, which is interesting because I built these after I built the monument and the game didn't seem to mind. Animal Farmer is no longer inspired. Inspired surgery. Alan Animal Farmer is no longer inspired surgery. Well, that's okay. He wasn't particularly a surgeon anyway. Yeah, so what I was saying poorly is when I built the previous one, I remember it saying about how I'm not allowed to have build a monument with anything adjacent to it, but the game didn't seem to mind when I put the chessboard and chairs next to it after it had been built, which is strange. Right, so now that monument should be built shortly. Oh, I didn't check to see that my faction relations hadn't gone down. They don't appear to have. You must now protect the monument for 33 days. If any piece of it is destroyed, the yeoman's enforcement system will activate and a pack of 4 man-hunting huskies will arrive. Bearing in mind. Well, nothing came to attack us this time, so I assume they didn't mind about the other monument going down. Research complete, autocannons. That is wonderful. Let's go for the multi-analyzer next, since that should speed up our research. Now, I suppose, one at a time, I want to replace my existing turrets with autocannons. Assuming they're not prohibitively expensive. Security, autocannon. A heavy automatic turret. Its large caliber shells do heavy damage over significant ranges, but its barrel must be refurbished after use. It cannot fire at close up targets and may explode when damaged. Okay, that's not quite what I thought it was. That's interesting. So is there a different higher tier gun turret? Uranium slug turret produces the armor penetrating uranium slug turret. It fires uranium slugs which tear through plasteel like paper, but is less effective at close range. Nope. Brain wiring. Craft brain implants that induce or prevent blunt sensations like joy or pain. Specialized limbs? Perhaps that's just the highest tier turrets I can make in an unmodded game. Just the gun turrets I already have. If that's the case, then I probably want to have a auto turret up the front, just as an additional defense. Let's see, we don't have enough steel, we don't have any plasteel. In fact, how do we even make plasteel? Perhaps I should be researching that next. Build fabrication benches capable of high-tech projects ranging from component assembly to power armor construction. Interesting. I wonder if that's how I get to plasteel. Fabrication advanced components from standard components and other materials. I'll look up how we get plasteel in a moment. Sounds like fabrication may very well be something we want to invest in though. Still, that autocannon is beyond our current reach. Plasteel is the strongest material in the game, commonly used for high-tech items, especially ship engines and other modules which are needed to build a spaceship to escape the planet and win the game. It can be obtained by trading, disassembling a dead mechanoid, mining compacted plasteel deposits, using a deep drill on an underground plasteel vein. Plasteel can be used to make some very tough defensive turrets and walls, so consider setting some aside to shore up your front line against raiders. Plasteel can also be used to craft very powerful melee weapons and armor as it's needed for advanced components. Okay, so it sounds like we can't craft it. That was the RimWorldWiki.com. What is this deep drill? Deep drilling. Build a deep drills for extracting resources from underground. You'll need a ground penetrating scanner to find the resources. Okay, that sounds like maybe that should be the next thing researched then. We're getting the multi-analyzer now, then maybe we should go towards deep drilling, because that sounds like that may just fundamentally change our resource situation. Disease, gutworms. Cowrie Hunter has gotten sick from gutworms. Ensure you have medical bed and a doctor. Make sure she gets proper treatment and spends as much time in bed as possible. Well, she can't leave bed. Oh, she had the flu, now she has gutworms. And she can't walk for another 10 days. Poor Cowrie. You haven't eaten in a while. You have. Are you a warden? Wang. Yes. Okay, in which case I'm going to ask you, rather than cleaning, even though cleaning's important, I'd like you to feed Ballard? How do I get you to do that? Do we still not have any meals prepped? Oh, that's worrying. Perhaps I need to assign her. Okay, I'll hope that someone deals with her before she's starving too much, but perhaps we do need to assign a second cook. 4, 3, 3. Ballard is the obvious person, even though they can't. Oh no, Ballard is... Yeah, Ballard is the obvious person, but they're only visiting, and they won't be able to walk before they've left, so that's not much help. This is not an ideal situation. Okay, I'll have to get whoever's cooking to be even more keen on cooking. Oh, they're also our main warden. Well, we really do need the food. Because all of this is, of course, raw food, which is edible, but isn't ideal. Right, it's time for Ballard to leave. I assume that's why the shuttle was there. Shuttle has arrived to collect Ballard. Be sure to have these people on the shuttle before it leaves in 3 days. Leaves in 3 days. Okay, well, I didn't realise it wasn't leaving for 3 days. If that's the case, then we don't want to just have you in the shuttle all that time. You will actually need feeding. How's your food situation? Are you being fed raw rice? Well, better than nothing, I suppose. Didn't I assign you to be a cook ahead of... No, a cook was same priority as wardening, fair enough. Isn't Az also our best grower? Yeah, she is. She's just too talented. There's too many things we need her to do. Make something like a Roomba to clean the base. You'd have thought by the time that we've got sculpting we'd be able to make simple robots. I mean, I realise it's not exactly the same technology, but it feels like one should become before the other. Maybe not. Don't look like it. That's a shame. Because I notice this base is always dirty and I don't know why. Oh, we're actually not far off the being able to get to work on the spaceship. I mean, there's a ways to go, but we're closer to it than we are further away. Starvation. Who's starving? The 2 patients, because I told Az to prioritise cooking, and now she's been neglecting her wardening, I would guess. Where is she? She's just fed. Okay, they've both just been fed. Where do I want to go work? There we go, that seems like a more sensible ordering. So warden is still higher priority than most other things because it really is a priority. But cooking and growing and plant cutting should probably be below growing. Yeah, that looks more like it. Hopefully that'll work. That's not where food goes. Food will spoil there. Blimey, we've managed to fill up the whole freezer with crops. I suppose there's some Yeah, we're harvesting... I think we're harvesting rice. We must have harvested rice at some point. Not too long ago. Oh well, we'll have to extend the freezer area again. Mine. Oh blimey, they've been putting rice up here for a while now. How many days before that leaves? I don't know. Can I see my quests? Well, that's annoying. I don't know when this leaves. Oh, once it's loaded, I could have sent it. It looks like. Okay, so she didn't have to stay here any longer. Off you go. Quest completed. You've successfully completed the quest of a friend needing help. And that should have improved our relations with Russia, and it has. As you can see, this is all rough stone, and after we've done digging it out, I'm going to have to ask for it all to be smoothed. Is that compacted machinery? Okay, that's amazing. I did not realise we had compacted machinery there. Oops, I want to... that. Structure. Granite wall. Those appear to be doors. Structure. Oh, that is a granite door. Wait, are we out of wood entirely? We're out of wood entirely. I will need to attend to that shortly. Wall, that's what I wanted. Granite wall. Let's have all that sealed up. None of this is ready to be cut yet. So I'll have to order some other wood chopped. That'll do, that'll put us back in wood. Oh, and the wood-fired generator hasn't been going this whole time. To be fair, we haven't needed it, so perhaps it is best I have this turned off for now. Right, that should be off now, I believe. Looks like it. An animal farmer named Razor is crashing in a transport pod nearby. If he survives the impact, he'll be badly wounded. Razor is not affiliated with any faction. You can rescue him and hope he joins freely or capture him for recruitment or slavery purposes. Okay. You're decent at construction. You're decent with animals. You're decently artistic. We don't have an artist yet. You're decent all round, but not brilliant. Incapable of firefighting. Pyromaniac. From an early age, Razor had an unhealthy fascination with fire. He would set refuse heaps ablaze and become so entranced by the flames he would absent-mindedly burn himself. One day while playing with matches, he carelessly burned down his home. Cooking -2, artistic +4, social -3. Firefighting disabled. An animal farmer. Razor raised a variety of animals to provide meat, milk, eggs, and leather. Animal +5. You know, I don't really want a pyromaniac. So we may just leave him there, unfortunately. I don't think there's a way in the game I could nurse him back to health and let him go. I'm pretty sure my options then would be whether to enslave him or not. So as cruel as it seems, I will probably just leave him there. I really don't want a pyromaniac in the base. That's just going to cause all sorts of problems. Actually, maybe I can just release him. We'll try it. Rescue him, and if he survives... Oh wait, I can capture him instead of rescue him. Let's do that. Turn that into a prisoner bed. So that's now a prisoner room. So I think if I capture him instead of rescue him, I can give him treatment, but then still just let him go. Not the props, not the props. I may actually want to grab quite a few people for this, thinking about it. Thank goodness that's under control. I don't think any of them were injured. Oh, I forgot you had an artery blockage. How's your health? Not brilliant. I believe Az was her best doctor. So if Az could pick up some herbal medicine. And try and tend. Raid, Dawn Pact. A group of tribesmen from Dawn Pact have arrived nearby, so it's another raid. Spear and bow. I'm not particularly worried. Oh, looks like you had some herbal medicine on you. That will be worth grabbing. Oh, and there's another one. A club. Again, I'm not too worried. Oh, they're not waiting, they're just attacking immediately. Okay then. Who are we missing? You can't walk, and you're busy, and I don't think you have a weapon anyway. So I just guess I'll just have these 5 defend the base. Are they not attacking yet? They're not attacking yet, okay. You can go about your daily activities then. Now they're attacking. Someone, aren't I? Who am I missing? Who am I missing and where are they? As I wasn't intending to use Alan. Here we go. Fire? Oh, they're setting fire to the geothermal generator instead of actually attacking. It's raining though, so that'll probably put it out. Harry is down. Nordico is in a very bad way. Nordico is down. And Deadeye is fleeing. So that's the end of that. We should have enough graves, we do. Goodness, we have a lot of raw rice. Earlier on in the game we were having trouble with not having enough food. Now we seem to have far more food than we know what to do with. In fact, I think this area is becoming large enough now that it's having some difficulty maintaining the low temperature with just one cooler. Or maybe it's because I've stuck this big bench in front, thinking about it. That would make some sense. As There's nowhere else I can really put it though. Maybe if I mine that out and then reposition it, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Actually, let's just see how it goes for now. If it manages to keep the temperature below 0, then we don't have a problem. What's the problem with that turret? Broken down. Well, hopefully someone will fix that automatically. Is anyone going to build the fire? No need. The weather's taking care of it. Strange for everyone to be sleeping at 4 o'clock in the day. I wonder if that's because I had them up at night for some of the time. How's Razor doing? Slowly becoming more conscious. Slowly getting over his blood loss. He's doing alright. That may not have been the order to build these walls. Now someone's going to have to go around the long way. And hopefully not attract the insects. Oh no, you can build diagonally apparently. I didn't know that. There we go, and someone's repairing it all. Don't know why no one's moved that body. Maybe I should make a special area just for storing meals as opposed to all the other types of food stuff. Because it seems like we have a vast excess of food now. More food than we know what we can do with, but that means that people aren't cooking. That's probably what I should do. Let's try that. Let's create a new zone, a new stockpile zone. Priority important. So if you have any meals, it should go there. That seems to be working. Actually, maybe it might make more sense if that was up here. Yeah, it probably would. Okay, I'll wait till this has been fully hollowed out. Okay, let's try changing this around. So to begin with, cancel, no. Shrink zone. Get rid of those 4. Now, if I click on this zone, I should be able to copy it. And I should be able to create a new zone. And paste the settings. That seems to have worked. Now I can delete this one. And I can expand this one. There we go. And slowly people should move all the stuff here down there. I just had a thought, do we have bills for butchering insects? Should do, yeah. So I don't know why that hasn't been happening. Detected a hunting worksite nearby controlled by a rain. Good to know. Do we still not have any wood? Everyone's been wood cutting. Right, plant cutting, I suppose I mean. Heat wave. An unusual heat wave has begun. Heat waves can induce deadly heat strokes. Stay cool by building either a passive or electric cooler, or by getting deep underground where rocks are naturally cool. Something to be careful about. Ah, now this has all been dug out, I can tell them to smooth it off. So what I could do is build a floor and build walls, That's a perfectly legitimate way of dealing with this. Or I can tell them to just smooth the stone, which also creates what the game considers to be a perfectly nice wall and floor. If I didn't do any of that, then the game would consider it to still be a raw surface, which will make people unhappy. And may also affect spoilage now I think about it. I'm not sure about that. Okay, now we've finally got some meals building up. Now I've told them to explicitly only put meals in this square here and never any of the other foodstuffs. The downside is that all this extra food that's coming in is probably going to start clogging up, yeah, our other storage. So I guess I'll have to blacklist food from our other storage. Right, no food. Which will probably lead to them just leaving it out in the field and it going off. But I mean, what else can I do? We only have so much refrigerated room and we seem to be producing more food than we're eating. And we're consuming. I mean, look at all this food. Uh-oh. This isn't frozen anymore. This is 10 degrees C. Okay, it looks like I am going to have to move this. And it's quite a priority. It'll be out of temperature, wouldn't it? Oh, we can build passive coolers now. Or maybe we could before and I just didn't notice. Okay, good. We have a cooler again. Oh no. Some of this food may have spoiled. It's been exposed to normal temperatures all day. Actually, it looks like we've been quite lucky in that respect. Alright, we'll have to see if just the one cooler's enough. Don't look like it's gonna be. Hold on, have I configured this properly yet? No, I haven't. Right, aim for -5. Now it's pulling the temperature down. It still remains to be seen whether one cooler will be enough though. Down to 14 degrees C, 13 degrees C, 12 degrees C. Seems to be doing it so far. 10 degrees C, 9. 5 degrees C, 6 degrees C, 5 degrees C. Are you gonna do it? 5, 4, 6. Okay, it looks like just one won't be enough. Which makes sense, we've made this area much bigger than it used to be. I mean, when I originally built it, I'm pretty sure it was just this little area here, and now we've got all this. Another doe trying to run away. There we go. Now we've got 2 of them. And the temperature's going down again. Rewarded battle. Quest. Whitney Benson, Prime Counsellor for Russia, wants you to help save one of her caravans. The caravan is being hunted near Bilston by pirates from Walter's bandits. Whitney wants you to signal the pirates to draw them away from the caravan and towards you. The group of pirates is composed of 3 smoke grenadiers. The pirates will arrive on foot, and they will arrive in 3 days. Psylink Neuroformer. A consumable Archotech created device that forms or upgrades a Psylink in the user's mind. The user presses the device over the eyes where it links to the brain directly and restructures part of it. Afterwards, the device disintegrates into worthless ash. Interesting. Psylink. An organic connection to a larger psychic field. This allows a person to use specific psychic powers that they have learned to influence reality in ways that seem impossible. High levels of Psylink permit the use of more powers. Regardless of Psylink level, a person can only use specific powers that they have learned. Psylink comes from a variety of sources. Single-use Psylink Neuroformer devices can create a Psylink. Tribes people also know how to develop it through ritual linking with psychically connected life forms. As a physical phenomena in the brain, a Psylink is poorly understood by scientists, not least because it seems to actively conceal itself if studied too closely. One thing most agree on is that it somehow connects people to architects and harness their power, possibly some sort of negotiation or sympathy mechanism. Interesting. Shield belt. A projectile repulsion device. It will attempt to stop incoming projectiles or shrapnel, but does nothing against melee attacks or heat. It prevents a wearer from firing out and shuts down instantly if hit by MP. Interesting. With some silver, Psylink Insanity Lands. Limited use psychic effector. It overwhelms the target's mind with terrifying perceptual distortions, driving him to a berserk state. There is a risk of brain damage. It is a long range but requires line of sight. And an advanced component. I think we'll accept for the Psylink Neuroformer, please. I'll save first. So we'll be attacked in 3 days. Razor's still here. He's fully recovered, so I should be able to just release him without letting him become one of the colony. Because I do not want a pyromaniac. Heat stroke? What's the temperature inside? 34, that's quite high. I suppose that's because it's trying so hard to keep the freezer frozen. Yes, that's problematic. I suppose the easiest way to deal with this would be to dig that out and have an extra cooler placed in there. Wait, do we not have enough steel? Ah, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Compacted steel. Where's Bill? And how severe is his heat stroke? Initial. Okay. I'll still have him prioritize the mining then. Oh, a lot of them are suffering from heat stroke actually, including Cowrie, who's well in the base. 40 degrees in their room. Goodness me. I don't think I have any way to deal with this. Let's create some of these passive coolers in everybody's room and see how well those work. Quest, Patricia's Salvation. A prisoner being held by Allshotter has managed to steal a radio and call you. Patricia is being held at a camp near Bilston under armed guard. Rescue her and she will join your colony. She is a 52-year-old defector. She says there's an enemy outpost at the site guarded by 2 outlanders and there may be an unknown threat. Patricia has these relationships with your colonists, ex-lover of colonist Alan. Oh yes, I remember Patricia. She came along with Nicole during one of the first quests we did, and then she left. And I believe Alan then eventually forgot about her and ended up in a relationship with Slick, if I recall correctly. Now, you say near Bilston. There's 22 days travel. I think. Is it? Oh no, it's 3.73 days. That's achievable, though we don't have any food for long distance travel. And it would leave us quite vulnerable. I want to help her. To be fair, I suppose the rice would keep. Who are our best shots? I'm not sure. Shooting 0, certainly not you. Shooting 0, certainly not you. Bill, shooting 6, so you'd have to go. As shooting 3, that's not so brilliant. Slick, shooting 10, you would have to go. Who am I missing? Wang, isn't it? Wang would have to go. So it would be those three. Do they have decent weapons equipped? Revolver, masterwork, bolt action rifle. Who was the other one? Was it Slick? Auto pistol. Let's give it a go. This may be a terrible mistake, but we've been having a fairly easy game so far, both tonight and the last few sessions, so let's take a risk. Oh, one of the goats did escape. Right, Slick, Wang, and Bill. This will leave us very vulnerable to attack, of course. Right, we want twice as... We want to take with us twice as much food as we're going to need, because they need to get back, of course. Oh, that's more than enough, and they can carry it. There's not much point taking the milk, because that's going to go off. Herbal medicine, that's a good idea. Let's take more than that, actually. Let's double that. That looks sensible to me. I don't think they'll need any items. Yep, that looks sensible. Plenty of food. Right, let's hope for the best. Off they go. Oh wow, let's see. Who's got a minor break risk? Disturbed sleep, 8 without table. Well, that one isn't my fault. Underground or outdoors. I don't like being outside. That's unfortunate, because I seem to remember you're one of the few people who's really good with plants. Slept in the heat. That shouldn't be a problem anymore. Rebuffed by Az. I will attempt to create a romance, but I got the cold shoulder. Feels bad, man. Sweltering heat. Yes, unfortunately. I don't want him to break, but unfortunately you're just really good at the outdoor tasks. It looks like those... Unless the heat wave has ended. No, it hasn't. It looks like those passive coolers have really, really worked well. It's going to use up a lot of our wood though. Still, for the duration of the heat wave, it's almost certainly worth it. Wait, what was that? Goat 3 has started to roam away. Alan was our animal handler, I think. So hopefully he'll deal with it. Yeah. He's got a burning passion for animal handling, and he's level 13 with it. What does that make him? A regional expert or something? Bio. Strong expert. Minor break risk. Donna still upset about the heat, I'm guessing, or possibly being wet now. Wang's caravan has met peacefully with a caravan from the Exodus Empire. The other caravan is composed of 2 champions, 1 Imperial trader, 1 janissary, 4 troopers, 2 villagers, 1 chicken, 1 cow, 1 elephant, 2 turkeys. Trade? Need a trader with title of knight or dame, which we don't have. Attack or move on? Obviously move on. I want to quickly double check what a janissary is. Infantry, an infantry soldier, often of Christian descent and forcibly converted to Islam in a former elite Turkish Ottoman Guard. Well, there you go. Of course, with fewer people, it does mean that work won't get done, because our main builders are no longer here, but on the other hand, it's going to make it much easier for Az to get ahead on the cooking. Oh no, we've got a whole harvest of potatoes coming in, but nowhere to store them. A lot of these crops are probably about to be left out here and just rot. There's not a lot I can do though. Actually, if tomorrow I had them prioritise butchering, assuming the crops aren't completely ruined by them, which they might be. Tomorrow I could try and prioritise the butchering of the creatures. That'll free up a lot of space. No one's wardening. That's a problem. Should be able to walk again in 5 seconds. Problem solved. Calorie, major break risk. Malnourished. Well, I'm not surprised. Serious pain. When will it end? Is that the gut worms? Yep. Does that go away on its own, or does that need special treatment? Well, she's in a situation to feed herself now. So we effectively have an extra person. Ah, she's no longer a major break risk, just a minor one. Shortly she won't be a break risk at all. Wonderful. Entombed underground. I've been underground too long. I feel like the weight of this mountain is crushing me. I need to see the sky and feel wind. That's because you've been paralysed. I wonder what skills are used for the butchery. Is that craft? If it were, you would be terrible. If it were, Donna would be okay, but not brilliant. Az would presumably be the one to get to do it. That's odd. Prioritise butchering. That'll help. Raid Walter's bandits. They've chosen this moment to raid us. And they have firearms, of course. Go Juice, a synthetic performance-enhancing drug developed for space marines during the early days of interplanetary warfare. Go Juice blocks pain, increases movement speed, and improves the user's melee and shooting abilities. For Psycasters, the drug also instantly increases sight focus without meditation. The military chemists who created it were never able to remove its addictiveness. Some saw this as a downside, others saw it as a benefit. Smoke launcher. Oh, they're attacking us because we accepted that quest, and I forgot about that when I sent our party off. So this is 100% on me. Smoke launcher, a wide-barreled smoke shell launcher. The shell upon impact releases a cloud of smoke, obscuring incoming shots and preventing turrets from locking on. but none of them have a serious weapon. So they're not really a threat. What was that? Huh. They're trying to kill Donna with smoke missiles. Oh, that looked painful. Head, a headshot, torso shot, right leg, pelvis. Ouch, 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 ouch. He managed to get some smoke off though. Donna's got into a fight. Bruise, smoke launcher. I'm gonna suggest you just run back here for now. Let's see. Whole body, high on go juice, of course. Left eye cut out by Donna. Torso has been shot. Right shoulder, right arm have been shot. Gunshot wounded the lung. Right leg cut off by Donna. Ooh. He's not doing well. And gunshot in the arm. Gravel in the eye. Just back off, Donna. There's no point. That's not going to work. Left eye crushed. Donna has lost an eye. Donna is down. Okay, this is considerably worse than I had given it credit for. They're trying to steal him. Okay, he's dead. Rescue him, please. The rest are fleeing. That was a nasty one. You can rescue a person despite one is dead already. Well, Donna wasn't dead. His attacker was dead. Donna himself was just badly injured and had lost an eye. Perhaps we'll have to research prosthetics soon and see if we can give him a prosthetic eye. That was a nasty attack. No, don't tend without medicine. Pick up medicine, then tend. And we got the neuroformer as a reward. Didn't see where it went. Is that it? No. That's goat juice. Yeah, undrafted. Where's Donna? I'm surprised he's up and about. Blood loss minor. Left eye crushed. Bruise, 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 bruise. Crack. Crack in the femur. Oh, he's had a hard day. Although I was thinking of making that bioregenerator next, wasn't I? I wonder if that will allow... It said it would regrow small body parts like fingers and toes. I wonder if that includes eyes. Still, even though I managed that terribly, we survived the attack. How's the other group coming along? Pretty well. And then they can rescue the individual I've forgotten the name of, Patricia. Hopefully. Although that's going to be a much harder fight, because even though we've sent all our gunmen and women off, hence why that fight there was much harder than it needed to be, they won't have the protection of the base and all the turrets I've set up when they try and attack the pirates. Quite the opposite. The vast construction. You build a monument to honour the work of Fletchers. Anti-grain warhead. An Ultratech warhead powered by a grain of antimatter, usually used by spacecraft or glitter-walled war machines, creates a huge explosion and starts fires around the target. It can be fired from mortars or installed as a trap. Explodes when damaged. And plasteel. Oh, it sounds like a great idea, except I don't really have... I mean, I certainly couldn't build that in the base. In there, actually, I could. What was going to be the throne room. And I only need to keep it up for 15 days. Oh no, I couldn't, because it's 6 by 15, so even that wouldn't fit in there. Yeah, I'd have to do it outside, and then I'd have to defend it. I don't think that's really within my reach right now. Poor Donna. Caravan arrived at prisoner camp only to deal with that relationship. There are people with relationships with your colonists or prisoners in this area. Patricia, ex-lover of colonist Alan. That would be the Alan who's currently in a relationship with Slick, I think, another one of our colonists. Right, let's go to that location. How do I... Okay, great. Patricia, for reference, was someone who was a guest previously, who formed a relationship with one of our colonists. She's not a member of our colony who got stolen or anything, because that can happen. He's got an auto pistol. He's got a steel knife. Is there anyone else? Those are the only two I see. A steel knife is significantly less dangerous than an auto pistol. Blimey. It's quite the structure. There's Patricia, who we want to rescue. And if we rescue her, she'll join us properly. She's very good at medical, good at shooting. Yeah, she's not bad. Not bad. I had a feeling she wasn't, or I vaguely remembered that she wasn't bad. I really don't want to fight them while they've got the benefit of sandbags, though. What would be the way to do this? Probably try and skirt round the back. If the game will let me. Right, now what sort of cover do we have? There's cover down here. Oh, they're talking. That would allow me to get in close, but do I want to be in close? Because of course we use guns, and we don't really want to get into melee range with someone with a knife. Probably not, but we still want... What's the play here? That's not too bad a position. That's a pretty good position. The alternative is, I suppose, we could just literally run in and gun. A single-use man-portable low shield projector deployed on the ground. It generates a circular shield that allows bullets out but not in. Alright, if that's the case, then let's just move right in and deploy the shield once we're spotted. Oh no, Slick got injured. Heart, artery, minor blockage, right middle toe cut off, right big toe. Ouch. Bionic tongue. That was interesting. He had a bionic tongue. Bionic tongue. An artificial tongue replacement made of synthetic smooth fibers and connected through a neurogal interface. It can match the performance of a natural tongue in speaking, eating, and tasting. Interesting. Right, we need you to tend to Slick. One of you should have medicine on you. At least one of you. Are you any good at tending, though? Medical 4. Medical 3. You're the best. Since I'm fairly certain that's... Oops. Did I tell him to fire? I didn't mean to do that. Since I'm fairly certain that's everybody, or the enemies I mean, I may as well... I thought there was a way I could claim places, maybe not. Poor Slick. Well, once we get the regenerator, we'll be able to repair that. I'm sure there's a way I can claim spaces. How do I do it? Claim. Must designate abandoned artificial structures. Are you not rescued now? I don't understand. You've been rescued. Do I have to right click? Free prisoner. You're free. Done. Alright, so the remaining question is there anything here that I want? Interesting. Steel gibbet cage. Is there anything here worth taking before we leave the area forever? Don't think so. Alright, let's send them back home then. They should have enough oops. Oh dear, I'm not sure how I cancel this now. Okay, the downside to that is I don't think I've been allowed to choose what items I take with me, due to the dumb way I did that. So there's stuff that I've left behind that I didn't have to leave behind. But aside from that, that appears to have worked. Hopefully they still have food on them. I'm not seeing it under gear though. As has gotten food poisoning from simple meal causing competent cook. Oh dear. I wonder who that would be. I thought she was the cook and I thought she was decent at it. All this rice going to rot because I don't have storage space. They've run out of food. Yeah, because I didn't take the food with them and I can't go back to that place anymore. Well, there's nothing I can do. They're just going to have to try and not starve on the way back. A group of poor travellers are approaching looking for help. The travellers are begging for 100 silver. They want the silver so they can buy back a friend who was recently kidnapped. You can give items to travellers by selecting colonists. These travellers are not part of any faction. If you wish, you can choose to kill them. Blah, blah, blah. I suppose I may as well. I don't usually just give away my resources like this, but I haven't had to buy anything for a long time, so we'll see how that progresses, if that leads to any future story or not. Oh dear, they are actually starting to starve, but there's nothing I can do. Like, they had the food and they left it behind because I formed the caravan poorly, and there's no way I can go back to an area which was generated for a quest after they've left. There's a certain irony, isn't there? I mucked up the managing of the caravan such that they left their food behind. They're all starving now, but where they're going to, there's food just rotting in the fields because we have too much to store. Door opens at different speeds depending on what they're made of. Warning, stone doors open very slowly. Anyone passing through will be significantly slowed down. Good to know. Reforming caravans. After encountering you can easily reform a caravan by using reform caravan command in the world view. Yes, I know, that's partly how my problems began. Got 1.5 days left of travel before they even get here. Oh, I was having Az do lots of butchering, wasn't I? To clear up space. Because each animal takes up a square, but the food that we get, the meat we get from them doesn't. Or maybe it does. Fair enough. Oh no, it looks like I was wrong earlier when I said one of the animals got away. Apparently it hasn't. Disease malaria. Cowrie hunter has gotten sick from malaria. Well, hopefully Az will tend. Yeah, she is. Donna's shipwright is fully healed, yes. Fully healed in the sense that they're no longer... their health's no longer in danger, but they still no longer have a left eye. Major break risk. Yeah, I'm not surprised because they don't have any food, but again, there's nothing I can do right now. They just need to get back. Thank goodness it wasn't a longer trip. If it was a longer trip, then that would probably be it. Wang is wandering around in a psychotic state. This happened because of poor mood. That's what happens when their mood gets so poor they break. Problem is that may well mean they don't actually get back. Okay, they are making it back slowly. Medical emergency, people at risk of death because of severe starvation. Again, I can't do anything until you get here. It's so silly that all that food that they had, because I deliberately made sure they had enough food, all that food just got deleted when I accidentally formed the caravan without selecting it. Raid? Not now. Oh no. What are we actually dealing with? Steel knife, short bow, granite club. Okay, they're not a serious threat. If they happen to go for our injured comrades as they just come in, they could be a problem. Otherwise, nothing to worry about. Oh. Okay, we're good. Undraft. Oh, he survived. He's not actually in too bad a condition. He's very good at melee. He's decent at crafting. Okay at shooting. I think he may be a capture and release. Firekeeper, responsible for keeping the tribe's fire going. He took his responsibility very seriously. +1, +2 cooking, +2 crafting. But he's only got 2 cooking. Neurotic, jealous, nimble. Yeah, I think he's a capture and let go. We haven't had a trade caravan through here in a very long time. Oh, psychic soothe male. So males are naturally happy. Every male colonist smells with contentment. Some distant engine of happiness is stirring. It is projecting a psychic drone onto the site through an orbital amplifier tuned only to affect males. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit better. People at risk of death because of severe starvation. Again, I just need them to get home. Then they can eat all they want. Ambrosia sprout. A growth of mysterious ambrosia bush has sprouted nearby. If you wait for the plants to grow, you'll be able to harvest the delicious, pleasurable and slightly addictive fruit. That is nearby. A caravan from Kin League of Landoa is approaching. They are a shaman merchant. They'll hang around the colony for some time before leaving. You can attack them, but this will anger their faction. That's... I was just saying we haven't had a trade caravan in some time. That's good. Now, can we save all our valuable colonists before they die? Death, Wang. Malnutrition. Oh no. Wang was a good colonist. Raw cannibalism. I ate the meat of another human. Oh. So that's what happened to Wang. Oh, so annoying, and it was all because I accidentally left the area without taking the food with me. Which deleted it, it would seem. Unless I'm fundamentally misunderstanding how the game works. Normally I'd have, because Wang was a night owl, he would be the one, and pretty good at social, he'd be the one I'd send out to speak to these traders. But he's dead. Oh, they dragged his body back, wonderful. Left leg bitten off, right leg bitten off. A Garalan's pod has sprouted nearby. Harvest it to collect a Garalan seed. The special seed can be used to plant the majestic Garalan tree. Your colonists can connect with the Garalan trees and make them spawn resources and helpful dryads to help fight for you. Sure, harvest it. Is Az awake? Okay, Az, I'll have you speak to the traders. Right, do you have anything we would like? You have no, we have components. You have herbal medicine, we have herbal medicine. Honestly, you don't seem to have a lot that we'd want. You can have our wake up and our go juice. Plasteel. We want plasteel, we want all the plasteel you got. You don't want food, do you? Which is a shame, because we've got loads of food. We do have a bit of an excess of herbal medicine. I'm not sure I'd want to give you as much as I need to, though. I guess I could give you half of it. Yeah, that seems like a fair trade. Half our medicine, all our drugs, and in return you give us a lot of plasteel. Because we've got more heel root growing, so we will be able to replace it in the future. Oh, they put Wang in this, in the sarcophagus in this monument, apparently. Man-hunting huskies. Wants you to draw the beasts away. Yeah, that suits me fine. Hyperweave. Nanofibers woven into sheets, molecule by molecule, using specialized production mechanites. While it flexes freely most of the time, it stiffens to absorb blows as they land and is incredibly difficult to break. The secrets of its production are known only to the most advanced Glitterworld cultures. Or I could just take a masterwork heavy SMG. I think I'll take that. Oh, it's such a shame that... What's this? The mercenary snipers sent by Whitney has arrived to aid you for the quest Mindless Huskies. Oh, I see. I am annoyed about losing Wang. That was an unnecessary loss. Right, the man-hunting huskies are here. Okay, everyone, into position. Uh-oh. Slick's under attack. Oh, Slick's just gonna die. Nope, they've left Slick. Just left Slick on the ground, okay? Oh wow. This is a much worse attack than I expected it to be. I don't think anyone got seriously injured though. Well, hopefully they will all treat each other. And then tomorrow we can have the funeral. Ah, Az is up. Ah, there's more butchery. Let's get all those huskies butchered. Wonderful. Raid Alshot. A group of outlanders from Alshot have arrived nearby. They prepare for a while, then attack. Of course. We're doing too well for ourselves all of a sudden, so now everyone needs to attack us. All at once. And they've got auto pistols, which are quite powerful weapons. Right, you're all drafted again. Get into positions. Why are you incapacitated on the ground? Malaria. Why aren't these lot firing? What happened to his gun? Okay, that's a problem. No one seems to have a gun anymore. Maybe they dropped it after the fight where they rescued Patricia and then that got deleted as well? Well, that's annoying. There we go. Have you stolen something? No, I don't think so. No one gonna rescue Cowrie? Structures. Wall. Do we not have any... Oops. Do we not have any... Donna, major break risk. Blood loss, minor... why is he upset? Serious pain. Observed corpse. Sweaty. Colonist dead. Colonist died. Yeah, you're not having a good time, are you? There's not a lot I can do about it. Oh, and I need to mine some more steel. That's on the list of things to do before I can build another turret to replace the one that's destroyed. Wait, Cowrie died? Oh no, she must have died of malaria, I assume. Oh, we've had quite a bad session. 2 colonists dying. Carrie has died, caused malaria, should be buried and given a funeral. Yeah. We'll do the funerals tomorrow, I suppose. What time is it in game? 4 in the morning, I think. So first we'll have the funeral for Wang and then the funeral for Kaori, I suppose. If I can figure out how to do that. Good funeral. The funeral is good. The speaker's final words provide a pass for everyone to move on. Everyone participated in the ritual gains +5 mood for 6 days. Funeral total quality was 40% determined by these factors. 3 of 10 participants count +25. Low expectations. Good funeral. Oh dear. We lost some good colonists. Someone would deal with that body. Maybe they just don't have anywhere to dump it. Let's create a zone for animal corpses then. That's as out of the way as we can reasonably get. And I think I specified only allow rotten, yes. So I don't have to worry about them bringing food over there. There we go, that's dealt with. Ooh, I don't want that heavy SMG just being left there, that's quite valuable. Someone pick that up, please? I'll Patricia do it. No empty accessible spot to store it. Ah! That being the case, let's expand this area. Yeah, this area. I think Wang was our other researcher, if I'm not mistaken, so we're down to one researcher now. Ah. You're fully healed now, aren't you? So you can be released. Where rare rare thrumbos. A small herd of thrumbos have wandered into the area. Peaceful by nature, these rare creatures are extremely dangerous when confronted. Some traders are willing to pay a lot of money for their precious leather and horn. Yeah, I don't think I'll be messing with them. A gigantic, graceful creature of unknown origin, the Thrumbo is gentle by nature, but extremely dangerous when enraged. While its long fur is exceptionally beautiful, its hide is also incredibly resistant to damage. Its razor-sharp horn fetches a huge price. Legend says that an old Thrumbo is the wisest creature in the universe. It simply chooses not to speak. Age 110. Age 120. Where did the rest of the plasteel go? I'm sure we bought more than that. That was strange. That appears to be all the plasteel on the map. Ah, I can't explain that. We used to have Wang going about doing things at night, but not anymore. We need more trees cut down. These won't be available for a few more days, I don't think. Oh, a good few more days. Orders. Chop wood. Incidentally, you don't have to build your base into a mountain like I have. You're perfectly free to chop down trees and create wooden structures or mine out steel and make steel buildings and so on. This just seemed the easiest and safest option. Ah, this was our original food storage before we had the freezer area. A cougar is hunting goat doe 4 for food. Goat doe 4 is dead. Do you have a gun? You have a plasteel knife. Do you have a gun? You should do. But you don't. Can anyone here who can actually shoot have a gun? Or does anyone here? Looks like the cougar gets away. Oh, it didn't go far. Slick, who I think is our best shot. Oh, Slick is married to Alan now. Can have the heavy SMG wherever it's gone. And you know what? Let's just nip this cougar problem in the bud. Oh no! That's not what I was planning for. Interesting. As you can see, it's only got 17 hours left to live because it got shot in the kidney. Well, that wasn't a wise decision from the cougar. 12 hours now. Shot in left kidney, body and rear right leg. Okay, how did Patricia come out of that? Bite, crack. Cracked on their jaw, ouch. And the cougar, tail shot off, left kidney shot, rear right leg shot, rear left leg bruised and cut, rear left paw bruised and cut, body shot twice, whole body blood loss, dead in 4 hours. Patricia's not a bad shot, actually. Cougar revenge. A cougar is attacking after being harmed. It will hunt any human that it can reach. It will calm down when it goes to sleep. Or at least we don't have to worry about any more of the goat does being hunted. Is no one going to tend to our injured? Sorry, Az, but tending to the injured is something of a priority. I'm guessing she's going to be unhappy because her sleep was interrupted. Oh, and she's unhappy because Cowrie's dead. She's not having a good day, is she? But amazingly, she doesn't seem to mind having her... Oh, that's interesting. I think he's visiting the grave, yeah. Doesn't seem to mind having her sleep interrupted. Okay, I'd say we're stabilising now. After our losses. We still don't have anything like enough steel to make that other turret, though, to replace the one that was destroyed. A war merchant's coming. Wonderful. And independently, a group from the same faction, I believe, are visiting. You can certainly have all the old weapons that we've picked up off various tribals which are of no use to us. Because they're just taking up space in our base. And you can have the smoke launchers. Do. Yeah, it's a little emptier. Oh yes, I realised that this was the first food storage we built at the start of the game before we had the freezer. So I can delete that and expand this whole area into more storage. Oh yeah, of course the researchers slowed down because Wang was our other researcher and he's dead. We better build some more graves. Psychic drone low, male. Every male colonist feels a wave of anxiety and anger. Some distant engine of hatred is stirring. It's projecting a psychic drone onto this site for an orbital amplifier tuned to only affect males. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit worse. Oh, wonderful. Oops. Well, that'll do for now. Right, I'd probably better stop there for tonight. Thank you for coming, everyone. So, this session was a bit more challenging, due mostly to my own ineptitude. We managed to lose 2 of our colonists, which is a shame, especially since they were good colonists. Still, nothing to be done now. I will be streaming again on Monday, in which I will be continuing my playthrough of Monkey Island 2, Revenge of LeChuck. Then on Wednesday it will be more poetry, literature and riddles. And then Friday it will be back to RimWorld. If I choose to stream anything in addition to that, like I did this week when I had a Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe stream, I will announce that on Twitter. So once again, thank you for coming, everyone. I hope you had a reasonable time. And I look forward to speaking to you again. Good night.